Hi guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing. This is going to be race 3 of our reverse grid championship. As again, another reverse grid. Cyrex on pole from Callum and Mr. Slow One, waiting for the lights to go out. Getting ready. Oh, and Footman's already creeped the start. Callum's disconnected again. Oh no. So unlucky for Callum in this one, but everyone else away well. As we looked at mid-pack, everyone else away. Neil a bit slow at the back. Cyrex is in the lead. It's from Seek 1, Nick Hash, Rodas. Neil and Bidzster at the back with bad starts. As we're going towards the first corner, Nick Hash a bit of contact with Seek 1. Rodas up the inside of Lilian, trying to get past TY with a cheeky move there on Rodas as well. Rodas sideways, Jamo hits him. Bidzster looking for any opportunity as well. Back in the fray. Meanwhile, front pack, Nick Hash and Seek 1 close together as we come into the sort of tight, twisty section. Oh, so fast through there. Seek 1 and TY close together. TY and the Tomahawk should be very good through this section. Meanwhile, in the background, Bidzster's past Jamo. He's right behind Rodas as well. We'll just go back to the Seek 1 TY battle. TY should be very good through here. And then Seek 1 just scrapes the wall. TY will probably have a bit of a run. Meanwhile, in the background, Rodas and Bidzster still close together. Jamo right behind Bidzster also. Bidzster gives him room, goes wide, coming up towards the overpass. Meanwhile, Lilian is second. Cyrex in the lead. TY fourth, ahead of Seek 1. He's got it done. Rodas is still ahead of Bidzster. Bidzster still trying to get past him. Jamo trying to follow as well. But Neil's back in the fray now as well. So becoming a Mazda train behind this McLaren. You can see the McLaren with the purple lit up front. Quite a nice touch on that McLaren. Meanwhile, up a bit further up front, Cyrex crossed the line in the lead. Lilian second, Nick Hash third, TY fourth, Seek 1 fifth, and then anyone else for sixth. Rodas is sixth, but then the Mazdas now will be getting in the slipstream and getting closer. Jamo having a look at Bidzster. And that's only the first lap. Bidzster goes left, Jamo's going to try and go right. I don't think he's got the enough room there as they go 3 wide into the hairpin almost. Rodas takes the inside, Bidzster goes wide just to give him space. But I think he's let Jamo through. Yes, he has. Jamo gives him the slight hip and shoulder into the wall. Neil takes advantage as well, so Bidzster goes down 2 places there. As we go back to the front, Nick Hash and Lilian belling it out. Oh, we missed all that. So bumping and scraping. Not what you want to see, but spectacular at night with the sparks. So they come through there. The speed, TY in the Tomahawk. This is where the Tomahawk should be strong. Nick Hash will be caught in this section. TY out of the corner with a much better line. Seek 1 scraping the wall. Meanwhile, Jamo, Rodas and Bidzster all close together. Constantina in up. Footman's in there as well. Footman side by side with Neil, but Neil gets ahead. As we go back up to the front, Lilian and TY. Lilian close behind TY. This is where the Tomahawk and the Peugeot will be strong out of the corner, but then Nick Hash later down the straight will soon get them back. Look at the power of the hybrid of that Peugeot that Lilian's in. Almost able to pass TY as well. As they come down the straight, Nick Hash building up the speed in the Mazda. This is where the Mazda's strong. There he is on the right of our picture, on the left on track. Just going straight past both of them on the straight. An extra 10 mile an hour in that Mazda easily. Seek 1 closing up in the Bugatti as well. Will Lilian have a look up the inside into the hairpin? Lap 3 out of 12. Will he have a little look? No, sticks behind. And Seek 1 having a cheeky little look at Lilian as well, but no way through there as well. So nothing happening there. Meanwhile, a bit further back. Oh, Rodas, contact with Neil. Oh no, Rodas and Neil, we missed the start of that. But Rodas continues. Neil Farmack gentlemanly waits for him, very sporting of him. So we'll get replays on that action. Okay, here's a replay on the start of lap 3 between Rodas and Neil. So you see Rodas here just completely outbrakes himself, goes very, very wide, but as he rejoins, he cuts right back in towards where the other drivers are coming out the corner and spins himself around really. That wasn't Neil's fault at all. Rodas should have stayed wide where the curb is there, where he's rejoining, and rejoined safely. As we rejoin the battle for fourth, Seek behind Lil. Closing up in that Bugatti, finally got the hang of the car in this third race. It's going well. TY alongside Nick Hash, but that's not going to work into the next chicane. Liliam, being very aggressive there, trying to get past TY, and TY falls off the back of Nick Hash in doing so. Seat 1 closes up as we go back to Bidzster in 6th place now, broke away from that lot. Jamo in 7th place, he's broke away as well. Footman in 8th. Rodas 9th after being tapped round by Neil Farmack, who's in last place, but I'm sure he'll be able to recover. So unfortunately as well, if you've noticed, we've lost Keith from this race also due to a Gran Turismo server problem. I wish they'd sort it out, because it's not good. People have been coming onto the start line, and then the game just freezes them in place. So hopefully Gran Turismo, you can sort that out. Meanwhile, TY and Liliam on the straight. Liliam practically pushing TY down the straight now, trying to get him ahead of Nick Hash, trying to follow him through. But Nick Hash in that Mazda will have good top end speed as we go down towards the hairpin. Fantastic battle as rolling. Nick Hash on the inside. Good racing, chaps. No contact whatsoever. Nick Hash keeping a tight line, using the four-wheel drive of that Mazda to try and help him out the corner, but TY keeps ahead for now. As we come up to the second. Liliam's trying to go up the inside. Nick Hash. Aggressive stuff. But Nick Hash says, no, you don't, sunshine. Back to where you belong. So Nick Hash firmly holds his ground. Liliam a bit rattled after that. Seat 1's behind him now, applying the pressure. Fantastic battle this. Will Seek be able to close in this complex section, or will the Peugeot be strong here as well? I think the Peugeot's answering my question. It's been very strong through here. Liliam, very good with the handling of that car, got used to it. Meanwhile, look who that is in the background. It's Bidzster and Jamo. They're closing up to this battle also. Rodas back in 9th, catching Footman slowly. So we'll go back to this battle for the podium places. Liliam goes wide. Seek almost hits him. So Seek lost that a bit of time there. Bidzster's right behind him now, so Bidzster will be pouncing on that Bugatti. He's got better top speed, flashing his light, saying hello, remember me. He's bringing Jamo along with him as well. So Bidzster there behind Seek. Meanwhile, Cyrex up front has got a commanding lead, way ahead of the pack, probably a good 10 seconds ahead of the pack. So Bidzster goes ahead of Seek 1 as we thought in the Mazda with the top end speed. So Bidzster now pulling Seek along with him to try and catch Liliam. Liliam is his next victim. Meanwhile, Nick Hash still trying to keep with TY as they go into the hairpin, but that's where the Tomahawk is strong in the corners. But that Mazda's still able to hold a very nice inside line. As Bidzster catches up to Liliam here, let's have a little look further back. As we've got Footman and Rodas into the chicane, so Rodas has got past Footman. Footman brakes glowing on that Bugatti. As we go back to the leading battles here, battle for the podium. Nick Hash in front, Liliam behind with Bidzster right on his tail. As we come towards this fast section here, Bidzster right behind Liliam, waiting for any mistake, or trying to apply the pressure through the chicane though. That Peugeot is phenomenal. Very good at the on the agility, but here comes Bidzster in the Mazda with the top end speed, looking left, looking right. Just trying to apply the pressure onto the brakes. Liliam, very fast, too fast into the corner in fact, him and Nick Hash. So this is Bidzster's opportunity to run alongside, but he knows that the Peugeot is going to have the hybrid power. All he just needs to do is stay in that draft. He's got more or less a double toe with Lil and Nick. As we go down over the line, Nick Hash goes to the other side. There's TY in second place, and there's these lot coming down. Anything can happen here. Nick Hash moves to the right. Bidzster goes through past Liliam, pulls in behind Nick for an extra bit of draft. Look at the speed. Bidzster and Nick Hash towards the hairpin, onto the brakes. Who's going to be the brave one here? Nick Hash gets hit from behind. He goes wide, gets hit. I think that was Lil, but I'm not sure. But no, he's let him go anyway, so that's no harm done. And Jamo now is right behind Seek. Let's have a look at this. Jamo behind Seek now applying the pressure. Liliam having a look at Nick Hash, but nothing through there. Seek 1 still holds on to 6th place ahead of Jamo in 7th. We're still only halfway through this race. It's a fantastic race so far. Anything could happen. Let's have a little look further back. Neil Farmack making his way back up the field. slowly, but he's getting there. So he's dispatched Mr. Slow One, and he's in 10th place. His next victim is that man in front of him, Rodas, and then Footman. But let's go back to the battle further up. Nick Hash still ahead of Liliam, Seek One, Jamo, so it's still the same order. Bidzster is on the move now, trying to catch TY. As we go up towards the overpass, will Nick Hash and Liliam get this corner right? Nick Hash does, Liliam hits the wall, so Liliam's still struggling with that overpass, and Nick as well, because he just hit the sparks on the way out the corner. Liliam goes through on hybrid power, and now the battle of the straight line speed begins again. This is where the Mazdas have the opportunity to gain more places. Nick Hash flashed his lights at Liliam, and then, oh, it's contact on the straight. Don't know what that was about, contact on the straight, but Seek One's going to take advantage of this as well. I don't know what happened there. We'll get a replay. Here's a replay of that move from Nick Hash to come on the straight, and then all of a sudden he just comes across, bang, whack, hits us, Lil bounces off the wall. Nick continues, and that allows Seek One to go through. Replay. As we come back from that replay, Jamo takes them both. Seek One and Liliam takes them both. Will he get the car stopped in time? No, he doesn't. He just plows straight into the side of Nick Hash. Oh, and Lil goes into the barrels. Oh no. So Lil's lost out in all that. So Jamo lets them both go back through, but that was a bit of over-ambitious by Jamo. It was either that or he outbraked himself completely. So we'll get a replay on that. Just on board with Jamo to see what happened between him and Nick Hash. So he goes onto the brakes. He's going to try and lunge up the inside, and then contact with Nick. Bit ambitious, but then he lets Nick Hash go, but then unfortunately lets Seek One go as well, so it was a bit too courteous. Meanwhile, further back, Neil Farmack has got ahead of Rodas, and now his next man to get past is Footman from the Project Cars 2 Championships. Footman, he's quite a good lad. He's clean and consistent. Let's hope he can put Neil up with a good fight and show him how good he is. Meanwhile, Jamo and Seek close together now. Jamo on the move now, past Nick Hash. Seek One's the next victim. Will he have a look into the... Oh, Nick Hash goes up the inside. Oh, and just runs wide into the wall. Jamo back up the inside to take him back through, and then he hits the wall. Nick Hash tries to get alongside again, but just the amount of swapping places in this race is unbelievable. It's brilliant. Jamo's still ahead. Nick Hash in the tow. Liliam's going to have to stay in that tow in order to stay with him towards the next hairpin, because the Peugeot hasn't got the top end speed compared to the Mazda. But they'll both be catching the Bugatti of Seek as well. Seek moves over to the left. So there you go. Go through, because you're going to have the top speed on me anyway. Pulls into the draft behind Jamo, sorry, and then Nick goes through and passes him also. The Mazda proving to be the dominant car in a straight line. But obviously with that speed comes earlier braking as Nick Hash runs wide. Seek has a little look up the inside. Liliam has a little look at Seek as well, but no way through there. So a little bit of contact's made, but no harm done. So Seek and Lil continue on their way. Let's have a look back at Neil Farmack. He's ahead of Footman now, so he's dispatched Footman. So now he'll be trying to catch up Liliam before the end of the race. So he'll have to put in some decent qualifying laps here to try and catch up, because that is a big gap to close. As Jamo still ahead of Nick Hash, but only just. Nick Hash applying the pressure in the second Mazda as we come down towards this fast chicane. This separates the men from the boys. Into it. Left, right, quick as that, 160 plus. As now we head up to the next overpass. Approaching 200 miles an hour, 320k. Fantastic stuff. Into the overpass. Jamo ahead. Nick close it up just a little bit. Jamo scrapes the wall a bit on the outside, just took a bit too much of an inside line into that next corner, but gets away with it. Liliam on the attack of Seek One now, so we'll be able to see who has the straight line speed, the Bugatti or the Peugeot. Obviously the Peugeot has help with the hybrid system out of the corner, and he's got him. Meanwhile, Nick Hash and Jamo still in a train there. Liliam and Seek One doing the same. Seek One trying to stay with that Peugeot, but that Peugeot's just too dominant, I think. But no, here he comes. He's in the draft. Here comes the Bugatti. Up the inside. We'll have a little look. Will Liliam give him room? He goes to the inside, and Liliam blocks the corner off. Seat 1 taking a very, very short line around that corner. Now the barrels have disappeared, but no harm done. Jamo behind Nick Hash still, closing up. Meanwhile, while all that's happening, this man Cyrex is up at the front, dominating proceedings. 35.6 his best lap, and then averaging 37. So good pace from Cyrex in the Audi. Finally got used to that car, finally got dialed in, and leading the way by a country mile. There's TY behind him. He's slowly catching him because he's averaging 36s, so that could be a little battle that sort of blooms itself in the last few laps, but it'll be a hard work for TY, especially if Cyrex keeps up his current pace. Bidzster, fastest lap of the race, 1:35.6, and then averaging 36s with 38 last time, probably from just a little error, but everyone up front with decent pace. Oh, Liliam's passed. Where's Jamo gone? Jamo's back in 7th, we missed that, so we'll get a replay on that. Okay, here we are on board with Jamo to find out what happened to him to go all that way back. So he's catching up to Nick Hash. Has a look up the inside, backs out of it, so now he's slower. See Liliam closing up, and Liliam goes that way, but then just sideswipes as he comes past, and then Seek just wrong place, wrong time. So yeah, that's what happened. But as we come back from that, Nick is ahead of Liliam. Liliam's got to stay in that draft now to stay with him, because we all know the Mazda's fast, but Liliam, he's not afraid of having a go, his old Lil. He'll stay with that Mazda as long as he can. Right down the straight. No, Mazda pulls out. Will we actually see a Peugeot pass the Mazda? I don't think on the straight. Not on the straight, no way. But as we come down to his next hairpin, he might have a little go. Does he? Nope, nowhere through it. And Jamo's past Seek 1. Oh, clips the barrel and a little bit of the wall on the way out as well, but again, no harm done. Neil Farmack on the move now, 37.5, his personal best of the race last time round. He's getting a move on as well. Footman back in 9th, Rodas 10th, Mr. Slow on 11th. Unfortunately, Callum, Task 1 and Keith unable to come on due to the Gran Turismo servers. So hopefully that can be fixed for the next race. Cyrex in the lead still, doing a commanding job, showing us all how it's done. Clean as a whistle through there, throwing up the sparks. Beautiful scenes. TY is there behind him though, closing in the Tomahawk, so we'll see if TY runs out of laps or he's able to get close to Cyrex. There's Bidzster as well. Nick Hash under attack from Liliam now. Liliam goes wide to try and get a cut back. Nick Hash covers him off on the inside, defends well. Liliam gets a wider line, but this is where the hybrid power will close him right up to that Mazda, as you can see there. Lil is closing on that Mazda, but once we get up to about 180 mile an hour-ish, that's when the hybrid starts to fade away and Nick Hash's Mazda will start to pull away. But Lil's going for it. Lil's going for it. Got to give him the praise for trying. Nick Hash moves to the left just to try and ditch the toe a bit. Jamo moves back to defend. Jamo now alongside Liliam into the hairpin. Liliam around the outside of Nick Hash trying to keep it there, but he's going to open the door for Jamo if he does that with the four-wheel drive. Bit of contact. Oh, close stuff. But Liliam still ahead, just uses that hybrid power out of the corner to his advantage. Nick Hash goes defensive, Liliam goes to the outside. Oh, practically squeezing him against the wall. Inch perfect driving there from Nick Hash, just to give him just enough room. That definitely shows you his iRacing background. As Liliam now into the clutches of Jamo as we come down towards this twisty section. I say twisted, most of it's flat. This chicane is not flat though. Little tap of the brakes, wash off about 40 miles an hour. Chuck the car in left, chuck the car in right. Fantastic spurt of pace. Oh, Jamo hits the wall. This could be Seat 1's opportunity to get past, catch that Mazda. But Nick Hash has made a mistake as well. Lil's gone through to 4th. So Nick Hash goes back. Jamo's behind him now. Jamo looking for a way through. Might look up the inside. Nick covers him off. Seat 1 goes wide. Nick Hash goes wide as well. And Jamo straight through. Nick Hash couldn't do anything there because Jamo was already up the inside. Turned in and he found out there was a Mazda on his inside. So Jamo goes back up to 5th in pursuit of Liliam now again. So Jamo on a comeback after that incident earlier. Drafting down the straight, Lilian moves to one side just to try and break the toe off a bit. But he knows those Mazdas are going to be right on him as we start the last lap of the race. Jamo's up the inside, he's going to be passed before the corner. Now the question is, will Nick do it? Nick has to go to the left. Lil defends onto the brakes for the last time into the hairpin. Nick Hash and Jamo run wide. Lil goes up the inside, and is he going to take them both? Oh, it's 3 wide out of the corner. Contact! Oh, Lil gets stuffed into the wall. Nothing could be helped there. All 3 drivers wanting that same bit of tarmac. Nothing could be helped there at all. But Nick Hash comes out of that the best. Into 4th place. Seat 1 looking round Jamo. So we'll get a little replay on that exit of that hairpin. Here's a replay on board with Jamo on the last lap of what happened at the hairpin. So we go into the corner, we go wide. There's Nick Hash. Nick Hash will come back up the other side of us. You can see the lights there, and there's Lil, and then 3 into 1 just doesn't go. But as we continue, Cyrex coming out of the last overpass. Dominant fashion, very well controlled race, coming towards the line. As you can see there, TY behind has really done well to try and close in that gap, but ran out of time, ran out of laps. Cyrex is going to cross the line to win race 3 of the LPB Racing Reverse Grid Championship here at Tokyo. Victory goes to Cyrex. TY is going to be 2nd. Bidzster is going to be 3rd. Nick Hash possibly going to be 4th, but Jamo's in the draft. This is where it could change on this last lap. Nick Hash moves to one side to try and lose the draft, but Jamo's approaching. Lilian's approaching. Seek as well in the background. We'll keep an eye on the Nick Hash Jamo one first as we come towards the line. Seek 1's moving out. Nick Hash and Jamo at the line. Jamo just takes it. Gets past him on the line from Nick Hash. Seat 1, Lilian, close as that. Neil Farmack, 8th place in the Mazda. Decent recovery after a bad start in 8th place, so not bad. Footman is going to be 9th in the Bugatti Veyron. Rodas is going to be 10th in the McLaren, but still getting used to the pace and getting used to the group. It's his first official race with the group, so well done to Rodas on a good showing. And Mr. Slow One in 11th place. Hopefully we'll be better out next time in the GR3 cars. Okay guys, so after that race, here's the results. Cyrex is your winner in the Audi VGT from quite a distance from TY in 2nd, 3-second gap. Then it's Bidzster 3rd in the Mazda. Then it's Jamo from Nick Hash, very close gap there. And then Seat 1 in the Bugatti. Lilian in the Peugeot, Neil Farmack in the Mazda, Footman then in 9th, Rodas in 10th, Mr. Slow One in 11th. Unfortunately, Callum disconnecting again from the service, and Bidzster with the fastest lap of a 1 minute 35.6 on lap 4. But there's your winner, Cyrex in the Audi on the slowing down lap. Good race by Cyrex, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.